Okay, so this project was created by myself, Justin Choi, and my partners, Alan Chen, Ethan Kisbert, Quincy Laris, and Daniel Wei. So why are we called what we're called? So basically, what we're doing is we're going to reinvent the way humans do their hygiene. So we can't call ourselves Old Spice anymore. We have to call ourselves New Spice.
Yeah. So here's a quick video. Here's a quick video introducing our product.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Quick, look here. That's not, look over there. Now look back at me. You see this? This is nothing of your dreams. Now quick, look back over there. Oh. Now look back here. And that's the power of New Spice.
Okay, so just a brief overview of what our project really is. So originally we had the idea of bioaugmentation because the mix of robotics and humans has always been considered somewhat of a futuristic idea. However, we thought to ourselves, why not just hijack the system that we already have rather than adding all these robotic elements to it? So, but why would we do this? So, for the past century, most hygiene products have been designed to kill any microbe, harmful or benign, without any discrimination. Quote-unquote cleanliness is currently achieved by destroying microorganisms that are naturally occurring on the skin. Our project seeks to find a less destructive but also more natural method of being hygienic while also enhancing the human body. But what do we mean when we say, what exactly do we mean when we say enhance the human body? Essentially, our group seeks to introduce genetically modified bacteria onto the skin in order to elevate the current microbes' functionality. Preventing infections, aiding the scabbing process, and modifying body odors and many other functions are all possibilities with this research.
So, before we go any further, we have to know what is a microbiome. So as you can see here, microbiome is a word of combination of two terms, microbe and biome. So let's take a closer look. So if we take a closer look, we'll find like there are actually two word roots in these two terms, which are micro and bio. So micro basically is derived from a micrometer, which is a measurement in matrix system. What is a matrix system? Good question. Okay. Let's, greeting from grade 2 math class in China. The teacher will tell you. 1 centimeter is the length between your fingertips. So a micrometer is 10,000 times smaller than this size. So there's no way to observe organisms in such small scale unless you use a microscope. Again, micro. And what is a biome? All right. So bio looks really familiar. It's from biology. And what is biology? It's a study of life. So bio basically means life. So it have to be something life-related, right? So a quick recap from ecology. In ecology, there's a thing called functional level. And bio came after the ecosystem, basically is the characteristic of an ecosystem. Like, for example, in LA, we have Mediterranean vegetation biome, which characterize the basic, like the environment of this region. Okay, and here are just like some examples. So let's combine these two words. We got microbiome, and it is basically the sum up of microbes and their particular living environments in or on the human body. And now I'm gonna clarify on what the skin microbiome is, since our products mainly focus on that. So on our gorgeous body, we got 4 habitat for all those bacteria. And as you can see, we got a really oily habitat on our back, which is usually unfriendly to those bacteria. But if you can survive in that harsh environment, you'll get like a really big advantage. And most of the bacteria are around those wet area, like around our face. So that's also one reason why most of those skin disease is happening over there.
Okay, so here's a quick video just to explain how we're going to do this. So basically, really simply explaining, we're going to take the plasmids out of a bacteria cell, replace it with the certain traits that we desire, put it back into the bacteria cell, and cause it to replicate, thus creating the new bacteria cells that we want. So looking forward, these are the multiple ways where bacteria can transfer their genetic information: proximity, viruses, and something called through a conjugation tube, which is basically when bacteria literally connect together to transfer their genetic information. So as you can see here, the very hairy bacteria is sending its genetic information to that recipient cell. So why are we doing this? So if we design a bacteria which has a format to transfer genetic information, it increases its survivability on our skin microbiome, making it last longer and maybe even permanent, and also increases the spread of our bacteria, which just increases its efficiency and what it can do.
While working with this bacteria, there's basically two main types that we want to work with because they're most abundant: the Staphylococcus family and the propionic bacterium. Their functions can be seen up there. So essentially, with the micro and the nanoscale, it's really hard to visualize what's actually going on because it isn't such a small scale. So we created a bit of an artistic representation. So I'll try to speak up, but so like he said, you take the old recombinant, you take the old DNA, get rid of it, clear all the traits you don't want, add the plasmids in what you do want, meaning that, for example, you just start throwing off all of the traits that you would not want, and then add all the traits you would want.
So I'll try to make things quick here. So infections generally are caused by bacteria entering the wound. And basically we're trying to introduce genetically modified bacteria so that it reduces or completely. Okay, and it'll eliminate the possibility of getting further infections from open wounds. And acne is caused by a bacteria named P. acnes, and basically it's the imbalance of the P. acnes bacteria with other bacteria that are on the skin, which invokes acne at its root. And body odor is a very common problem, and it generally has to do with bacteria. And it is interesting to note that the bacteria, molecular makeup of bacteria, of the odor, and then new other scents can be similar and genetically modified to make it so that the scents can be used on your body as well.
Okay. So imagine a world where you don't have to take a shower, nobody washes their hands, and the more you exercise, the better you smell. That's about what we got going on over here. It seems crazy, but that's what it is. Also, another good impact of these bacteria is that they can be passed between people and between generations, so they can just theoretically keep going on forever. And then also, our project could set a precedent for microbiome modification, which could lead to more things in the future. We had a couple things that influenced us during our project. We have this company called Mother Dirt, which is doing a similar thing, introducing bacteria into the human microbiome just to make things healthier. We researched genetic modification, which is currently being used to combat diseases spread by mosquitoes. And despite all this, our main inspiration actually came from Mick LaRusso and his art and presentation about the microbiome. All right, and last here, we have just a couple questions about what this could mean for us. So many people think that it's unethical to genetically modify humans, and these bacteria are just an extension of ourselves, so we have to ask ourselves, like, what is human and what is not? We also are wondering how this might affect people's lives in ways that we can't predict, and we're not really sure about that. And the last question here is, what if the microbes mutate? So that's a common thing in sci-fi. It could be very dangerous, but we're working to not make it spread too quickly so that it doesn't have anything bad happen if it goes terrible. And that's about it. Thank you.